The tragedy is also hitting hard here in BC. A vigil was held in the Delta area to coincide with the one in Humboldt tonight. Our Tina Lovegreen was at this evening's vigil in Ladner.
Dozens of people showed up at the Lighthouse Church here in Ladner to remember and honor the 15 victims of the Humboldt Broncos bus crash and their families. The church's pastor and the chaplain for the Vancouver Giants organized the event, and he told me earlier today that it was important for him to organize this event because he wanted to make sure people had a place to come together and grieve.
In our culture, too often we bottle it up. We hold it in, we boys don't cry kind of thing. And I think it's time for us to just acknowledge at a moment like this, it's okay to feel it and to hurt and to grieve.
And people did come from across the Lower Mainland. Players from the Vancouver Giants were here, billet families and parents all came together to grieve. Have a listen.
I think of it as if my children were going to their favorite sport or competition and they had passed away. It's just something I don't think would cross any parent's mind. So I wanted to be here and to support and know that the families have lots of love out there.
These kids, they give it their all. They're away from home, away from family. And I'm sure played against a lot of these young fellas, and to see a young 20-year-old passing away, tragic, it's very sad.
Cameras weren't allowed inside to allow people to grieve in private. I was inside and I can tell you that the mood was somber. They had a moment of silence, they prayed, and they played a tribute video that showed the photos and names of the 15 victims. And when they played that video, that was a very emotional moment. The mood was very heavy, and earlier when I was speaking to the church's pastor, he told me he wasn't sure if 10 people were going to show up or 100. And given that the church was packed, it really goes to show how far-reaching this tragedy truly is and how the hockey community, the nation, is one team. Tina Lovegreen, CBC News, Ladner.